Hello lovelies, welcome back to An Abundance of Sophie. So recently I went to my first AFL game in about 5 years and it was an interesting experience, so I thought I'd make a video. The game was about a week and a half ago. The reason I didn't make the video immediately after was that it was the same weekend that I saw King Arthur, and I really needed to do that video first. If you haven't seen it, do go check it out. I go on a bit of a rant, but I really enjoyed making that video. It was something different to what I usually do, and I think I'm gonna make some more of them, but I'm not really sure. Let me know. But anyway, back to football. So it's been about 5 years. I went and Facebook stalked myself and found these photos. So this is the last time I went to an AFL game. I haven't been since because 2013 was kind of the year for me to not do anything exciting and save money to go to Europe for the first time. And then 2014 was again the year to do nothing and save money to move to London. And then, 2015, 2016, I was in London. So now I'm finally back in Australia with some money to spend, and I decided I wanted to go back to the game. So something to know about me is that apart from cycling, I don't really follow sports that I'm not physically at. So like, for example, I went to the cricket match on New Year's Day and I got super into it, like 100% on board, but since I came home from that, nothing to do with it. AFL is the same. When I'm at a game, I'm 100% committed and I'm having the best time ever, but I cannot watch it on TV. It bores the shit out of me. So because I haven't been to a game since 2012, I haven't followed the game since 2012, to the point that when we got there, I didn't actually know the players on my team, which was a little bit embarrassing. And apparently there's been a lot of rule changes and I was very, very lost. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, you will know that I've become really invested in English football, soccer. And I have just completely thrown myself into the sport and I love it. And it's one of the rare sports that even though I'm not physically close to it, I'm keeping up. I'm following my team on social media. I'm keeping up with everything I can. And I'm just trying to stay involved. And that's something that I don't do usually. As I said, if I'm not at a football game in Australia, I don't give a shit. The only other sport that I religiously follow like this is cycling, and that's because it's been my sport my entire life. So English football has kind of taken the same kind of role in my life as cycling has, which is really interesting and probably a topic for another video. But back to AFL. I spent the entire match really not knowing what was going on, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me rewind. The reason I was going to this game is because I now live in Melbourne, which is kind of the home of AFL. And I thought it'd be really nice to get my dad to travel down and go to a game with me. So I invited my dad to come down to see our team, Richmond, play. And I was looking through the fixture trying to work out what round we should go to. And round 10 was against Essendon, which is the team of my best friend and her dad. So I thought I should invite them and we'll all go together as a group and it'll be really fun because they're the kind of fans that they're super into it and they're like intense fans, but they're not the sort to be assholes. So I knew that no matter who won, it wouldn't be weird and we wouldn't like get aggressive or anything. Like it would be a fun time no matter what. And I was pretty convinced that we were going to lose, so I wanted to go with someone who wasn't going to bag the shit out of me for losing. So that is why I chose these guys. You guys probably know Shez. She's been on a couple of these videos before. The game that we went to was round 10, which is the Dreamtime round. It's kind of a big deal. We honour the original Aboriginal owners of the land, and traditionally Richmond and Essendon always play each other in the Dreamtime round. They have special jerseys that they do up with Aboriginal patterns on them, and yeah, it's this big thing. So they always do like a traditional dance welcome thing to start the match. Don't really understand it that well. I could probably research, but like, I'm a busy girl. So anyway, we did all of that, and the game kicked off, and I realised that English football has ruined AFL for me. I spent the entire game not knowing what was happening, not knowing any of the players' names anymore. I could cheer for about 4 people, and that was it. I mean, I still had a good time, but that was more to do with the fact that I was with my dad and my best friend. It was less to do with the game itself. I kind of just spent the whole time comparing it to AFC Wimbledon and realizing that Richmond's not that great. And I don't mean in the scale of, are they a good team or not? They're not. Traditionally, Richmond is fucking awful. I mean in terms of the environment and the community feel. It's something you don't really get with AFL. With AFC Wimbledon, I felt connected to the fans around me, and I felt like I belonged in Kingsmeadow. That crowd always felt connected and like a family, and I miss that because I don't feel that at the MCG. Maybe it's because it's bigger, maybe it's because we don't do chants. I don't know, but I just felt really disconnected the whole night. We did talk to some people around us and we were having a bit of a laugh, but I still didn't feel like I was in the moment, which was really, really weird for me. And it was kind of sad because I've always enjoyed going to the football as much as I don't follow the sport, and I've never really understood it. Like my entire life, I've not had a good grasp of the rules of this game, but I could always enjoy the sport regardless of that, you know, and I just don't feel that anymore, and that's kind of disappointing because it was something that I shared with my dad. We didn't do it often, but we did it enough that it was freaking awesome, and to have lost that is a little disappointing, but I know that I've lost it in favour of gaining something greater. You know, AFC Wimbledon is so important to me. It's such a core aspect of my life now. Even though I'm half a world away from them, I'm still involved with the club, and that means the world. So losing AFL in that kind of trade, I'm okay with. But the number one thing that I wish I could take from AFL and put into English football is the theme song. Every team has a theme song. Every fan knows the words to their team's theme song. And if you win, at the end of the game, after the siren blows, they pump that theme song through the speakers throughout the ground, and everyone sings. And it's this awesome victory moment, and it's not against the opposition. It's just this pure, joyous moment where you turn to the person next to you and you sing aggressively loud like you're at a rock concert having the greatest time of your life. And it's awesome. And it's this just bonding moment with your fellow fans that I wish we had in English football, because it's the one thing I was lacking. That was when AFC Wimbledon won, you kind of got up and you cheered, and then everyone just went home. It was really deflating. It kind of felt like the victory was meaningless because we cheered for a couple of minutes and then everyone just like dispersed. There wasn't that 10, 15 minutes where everyone's jumping up and down and dancing around and singing the song and feeling victorious. So I miss that. And it's the one thing that I still feel that connection with. You know, the sport in general doesn't hold anything for me anymore, and I doubt whether I'll ever go back again. But that moment is worth it. That moment feels like my childhood. But as much as I wish I could bring the theme song to AFC Wimbledon, I wish I could bring the chants to AFL. There's nothing better than a whole crowd getting together to chant unanimously as a team. That is the bonding experience of British football, whereas the victory theme song is the bonding experience of AFL. And they're two very different energies and two very different things, but I think they achieve the same thing in different ways. I guess what I'm saying is I don't get AFL anymore, and I just really fucking miss my Wombles. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today, guys. As always, please like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to my channel, and for a greater abundance of Sophie, you can find me on my social medias. Bye, guys.